can't even drink my coffee. Happy Halloween from Rotted Reviews, and today I want to talk about a movie that was put across my plate by patron Catherine, who wanted me to watch and review the 2021 movie Val. Not that one, that one. Catherine says of this movie and why she picked it for me, because I am mad in love with Val, hashtag hot redheads, oh, and because it's a smart, fun little flick that I think is probably flying under the radar. Indeed it is. I had never heard of this one, and I think this is one of the tricky areas in which a movie gets released with the exact same title of a more famous one on the exact same year. So honestly, even just finding this movie, as opposed to the Val Kilmer documentary that came out that same year, was a bit of a tough task. But I found it, I watched it, and yeah, I'm glad I did. Written and directed by Aaron Fradkin and also written by Victoria France, this movie follows a bungling burglar as he's on the run from the police. There's an active manhunt happening with helicopters and the whole bit, but it leads him to seek safety in a potential hostage situation on the doorstep of Val, a hot redhead indeed, who is a high-class escort who lives in a very nice house. And yeah, he basically barges in, and then it kind of turns into a bit of a power play dynamic between the two as he's trying to hide out, or she's trying to get him to leave. Or is she? She seems rather concerned about her own safety, understandably so, but there is something kind of odd about her behavior. Something kind of odd in the way that she's interacting with this man that kind of suggests that there's something more going on here. And indeed there is, but that's kind of the nature of the plot of the movie that I don't want to spoil. Suffice it to say, one of the things that I really loved about this movie is that power play dynamic, which kind of continues on throughout the entirety of the film.
I'm not taking anyone out. I'm leaving.
That seems unwise.
How's that?
Where are you gonna go?
I don't know. Your 80-year-old neighbor's house who never locks the door.
As if they haven't questioned her yet.
Ramping up as we go along and having more and more revealed until a big climactic showdown, which is bonkers and nuts, and I loved every minute of it. But the power play dynamics and how they get revealed over the course of the movie really is the bread and butter of Val, both the movie and the character. And although Zachary Morin, playing the criminal on the run, did a serviceable job and honestly didn't do bad, I just didn't really have anything terribly remarkable to say about his performance, it really is Misha Reeves, who plays the titular character of Val, that stole the show and really made this movie what it is. And hashtag hot redheads aside, I really think it was the strength of her performance, not just her beauty, that really sold the character. The idea of the power play dynamic was served by always having something subtle happen underneath. There was always a multiple layer of the performance of her wanting to be safe, wanting to not be injured by this man that just burst into her home, but at the same time, never really appearing entirely out of control, always appearing on some percentage level just under the surface of being the one in control and only revealing in small tidbits, progressing more as the movie goes on, just how much that rings true. And as that gets revealed, so too does the reveal of just why that level of control is in play. It's to what degree, to what end, to what narrative. It really kind of reminded me, not to add another layer of sexuality onto this particular layer cake of a film, but it really did remind me of a little bit of a complicated sub-dom relationship and who is actually holding the power at any given point. It can be a fun, playful dynamic within the confines of that type of relationship, and I did see a lot of elements of that within this movie. Ow, ow, ow. I started a gym routine. Yeah, my arms are sore. This hurts. It hurts to drink coffee. It hurt to shampoo my hair this morning. This is billed as a horror comedy, and although I think it kind of leans a little bit more on the horror drama fashion of it, there is definitely comedy in play here, mostly from the side-eye winks and so forth, the clever little nods that the characters will kind of have towards one another, and a little bit of the juxtaposition in play between characters that have a very laissez-faire attitude towards some really shitty things happening on the screen. That's a lot of where the comedy comes from, and I think it works serviceably well. Look, this isn't a great movie. I enjoyed watching it. This was a low-budget movie that didn't really feel low budget. This did not feel in any way, shape, or form amateurish. It just kind of felt a little bit small and intimate, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And likewise, this is not a big, dramatic, complicated search your feelings and have it devastate you kind of Ari Aster, Robert Eggers fare, but there's nothing wrong with that either. This was just pure popcorn entertainment that I think, without sounding like it's a bad thing, because it really isn't, I just think that this is a little bit of forgettable entertainment. And I have to agree with Catherine. This is a fun little hidden gem. It's not high art. It's not going to blow anybody away. This isn't cinema. But it's fun, and it should be known by more people than it is. And there's some clever writing in play here, not just with the dialogue, which is very heavy on the dialogue, being that this is pretty much a kind of a power play between two characters kind of movie, but also within a lot of the little details of it. There's some fun little winks and nods with some character names, obviously influenced by the Ars Goetia, which is one of the books of the Lesser Keys of Solomon written in the 17th century. Fun little kind of demon stuff that's happening there. And I think it pulls from a lot of witty, intelligent places to come up with the script that it did. So do I recommend the 2021 movie Val? Yeah, I do. I mean, wholeheartedly. I'm not going to say, run out and trample over people in an effort to get your hands on a copy, but if you have nothing else to do, if it's a Friday night and you just want to kick on something a little bit mindless, a little bit fun, a little bit entertaining, there's a small little low-budget horror comedy movie that's just begging to be seen by more people, and that's the 2021 film Val. So thank you, Catherine, for recommending this one to me, and thank you for watching this video. Again, happy Halloween. I hope you have a great and safe time tonight. And remember, next time you want to watch a horror movie, first make sure that it's good and rotted.